Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel for another First Amendment expose. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Today I chose a video from J Dub Audits. In this video, Joshua is having a bond hearing. Alright, let's do this.
Listen, while we were off the air, okay, I had a look on the internet, and this was on it.
Whoa, what's it?
Now,
I can believe that.
Today we dive back into the demented universe of J Dub Audits. This unhinged maniac keeps putting himself in those insane situations and arrests, but won't accept any accountability for any of it. Basically, he's the victim and the whole world is against him and nothing is his fault. Well, today he has a bond hearing. Let's see if he finally accepts some accountability in front of a judge.
This is an open and shut case, and anybody who can't see that is a savage and an idiot!
Okay.
Enjoy.
Good morning, Mr. Washburn. I'm Judge Anderson. We're here for a bond hearing this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to advise you that you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that, right?
I understand that.
All right. So, Mr. Washburn, I have here in the courtroom, I'm going to try and turn this camera a little bit. You see, I've got Lieutenant Matt Davis.
Matthew Davis.
And I also have Brian Johnson with Baltimore County Sheriff's Department here as well. Those are the two individuals on my side, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, remember you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
This goes both ways. Yes, ma'am.
The first page that you have is a waiver of right to in-person court appearance and consent to video audio conferencing. So what we're doing right now is a video conference. Do you agree to have your hearing done in this manner?
I will agree to this. Yes.
Okay. Secondly, you do have the right to have an attorney present. Understand that this is a bond hearing. I'm not here to discuss guilt or innocence or facts on the case. I'm here simply to make a determination for bond. You do have that right to have an attorney. Do you wish to have an attorney present at this bond hearing?
I am fine right now.
All right. If you could sign both places, I have an X mark on the lower left of the form, please. All right. At the top left of the next page, we have your charges listed. We've got warrants 2025 A06 104 00015, breach of peace, aggravated in nature. Warrant 2025 A06 104 00016, resisting arrest, oppose, resist law enforcement officer serving process or making arrest. Warrant 2025 A06 104 00017 and 18, both being for malicious injury to personal property value $2,000 or less. And that is on both of those last two warrant numbers.
Okay.
Mr. Washburn, with these charges, understand you do have a right and obligation to be present at trial. And should you fail to attend the court, it will proceed in your absence. And if you fail to attend as required, a warrant for your arrest will be issued. You do have the right to a preliminary hearing, the right to a trial by jury, and the right to counsel and court-appointed counsel if you're financially unable to employ counsel. Do you understand those rights?
I understand them, and yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
All right. If you would initial beside number 2, 3, 4, and 5, please. All right. 5 continues on the next page, B being your right to counsel and court-appointed counsel. C gives you information on how to apply for a public defender. So if you're interested in an attorney and feel you can't afford one,
It is a constitutional right to have counsel appointed. It does not say application on the Constitution per the 6th and 14th Amendments. I will be getting appointed counsel per the courts.
Oh my God, Josh, you're horrible. You do know that the Constitution is the base, not every freaking law in the country, isn't it? That's why the 10th Amendment gives the power to the states to fill the blank with their own state constitution.
okay, Mr. Washburn, I'm not here to discuss law. I'm here
Article
to give you
6,
the
Clause 2 and
information.
3, Your Honor. Article 6, Clause 2 and 3, Your Honor. You're supposed to uphold my constitutional
Right.
rights. That's the
Washburn.
supremacy clause.
We are giving you the information on how to apply for a public defender, and that is at the Baltimore Magistrate Court.
Okay.
Address and phone number are listed there, and there's a $40 filing fee. Number 7 states if the charges that are brought against you are discharged, dismissed, or null prossed, or you are found not guilty, you may have your record expunged. And number 8 is that you're required to keep the court notified of any changes of address until the final disposition of the charges. If you understand, if you'll sign at the X mark at the lower left, or middle left, rather. Your next form is information regarding your rights. It has your charges listed at the top, and it states that you have been charged with a criminal offense. If you are found guilty, you may be subject to penalties that could include a fine and/or jail time. Depending on the circumstances and the specific offense, you may be subject to additional consequences, including but not limited to increased penalties for later convictions, loss of your driver's license, or the loss of your right to possess firearms and/or ammunition. If you are not a citizen of the United States, your immigration status will be affected. If you are currently on probation or parole, it may be revoked. You have several constitutional rights, and some of these rights can be waived or forfeited, so it is important that you know and understand them in order to preserve them.
I will not be waiving any, and I'll let that be known in this.
You have the right to representation by an attorney. You may hire an attorney, or if you cannot afford an attorney, you may be eligible to have one appointed to represent you at no cost to you. If you would like an attorney appointed, you must be screened by the court to see if you qualify. It is your
Simmons versus United
obligation to be
States.
screened at the location identified in paragraph 5C of the bond checklist form that you received here today. If you do not hire an attorney or get screened for a court-appointed attorney, you may be found to have waived your right to representation.
I won't.
You do have the right to represent yourself. However, you should be aware of the dangers of self-representation. Criminal defense is a complex and specialized field of law, and there may be specific factual, legal, or procedural issues relevant to your charges that you may not be aware of. If you exercise your right to proceed without an attorney, then you are responsible for complying with all applicable rules of court, including rules of evidence, procedure, and proper courtroom behavior. If you do not appear at trial with your attorney, you may be found to have waived your right to representation. And you must keep the court informed of any updated addresses until the completion of the case. If you understand, if you'll sign at the X mark, this is the only notice that you'll receive, so make sure you keep a copy for your records. You are a defendant in a criminal case and required to appear at the Barnwell County Courthouse, 141 Main Street in Barnwell. Dates and times of these appearances cannot be changed for any reason. Your initial appearance is set for April the 28th, 2025 at 10 a.m. in the main courtroom. Failure to appear will result in your arrest. You must be present at this appearance. If you fail to appear on this date and time, a bench warrant will be issued for your arrest. You will be placed in jail and may be held until the trial of your case. Failure to obtain an attorney may result in your bond being revoked, being held in contempt of court, fines, and/or jail. If you understand, if you'll sign at the lower left at the X mark.
All right, now that the rules are clear, time for some action.
So, Mr. Washburn, we're at the time now where I'm going to be making a determination for bond. I'm going to allow the Sheriff's Department to present any information they feel necessary for me to make a determination. Once they have finished, I'll give you the opportunity to speak on your behalf, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Davis?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. Mr. Washburn, defendant, has quite a lengthy criminal history, but more concerning pertaining to this incident and multiple other incidents in Barnwell County. Every time that Mr. Washburn encounters law enforcement and has been arrested or attempted to be arrested in this county by law enforcement, whether it be the sheriff's office or local police
I
department.
object, Your Honor. Are we arguing facts of the case? Because we're talking facts here, and if he's going to argue facts, I will argue facts too, that I was unlawfully arrested while exercising my constitutional rights.
I beg you to stop using the Constitution in the way that you're using it.
He is presenting information necessary for the court to make a determination.
I object because there's only 3 convictions on my record. Why don't we stick with the convictions? Because those are actual and can be used in court, not the potential or the ones that have been dismissed already.
All right. Your objection is overruled at this time. I'm going to allow him to present the information necessary for the court to make a determination.
Yes, ma'am.
Concerning this incident and other incidents that he is currently out on bond for, he has multiple charges of resisting arrest. Law enforcement has to continue to fight with Mr. Washburn. He is a danger to himself. He is a danger to other law enforcement. And given the totality of these charges he's also out on bond for, the state is requesting a no bond for Mr. Washburn. If you're not inclined to a no bond, the state is requesting that a cash bond be set from Mr. Washburn.
No bond, huh?
Listen, Joshua, you don't look like a bad person. I mean, I don't think you skin cats in your basement or kidnap kids, but you have pushed the limits since you began this absurd quest of yours. I strongly advise you to stop this madness because you are not going to win against the system, buddy. You want to remain as far from the system as you can. So this is reality catching on to you, and it's time to stop the madness, Joshy boy.
Mr. Washburn, I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak on your behalf at this time, okay?
All right, did you swear an oath to the Constitution there, sir?
Mr. Washburn, we're not asking questions.
Article 6, Clause 2 and 3, you're supposed to uphold constitutional rights. And this man just sat there and tried to have a no bond placed on me, and I have not affected not one soul. I was in the commencement of exercising constitutional rights, First Amendment. I am an independent investigative journalist.
Enough lies. Where do you get the ego?
I was arrested yesterday for doing exactly that, filming in public, filming inside the court. Article 1, Section 9 of the South Carolina Constitution there, sir, states that all courts are to be made public and a speedy remedy shall be in place for those who have violated. You tried to close the door. That's an open court. I am in here unlawfully. You guys have violated your constitutional oaths on several times. This is the South Carolina Constitution right here, right in your face, that all courts are to be made public. Why was I arrested in open court? For nothing. Trying to attend my court hearing while filming. I did not resist arrest.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And there are several witnesses to this. Not only that, it was being live streamed. Your officer there, sir, pushed me. He initiated violence against me for the exercise of my constitutional rights. USC 12203 states anybody that threatens, intimidates, or coerces one in the exercise of their rights is in violation of the law, sir. So a no bond is unconstitutional. The constitutional bond would be a PR bond, being the nature of the crime, because there is no crime, there is no third party. I did not injure anybody. I did not resist like you said I did. It's all on film, sir. You've lied on affidavits. It was live streamed. You've lied on affidavits once again.
Oh, Joshua, you delusional fool. It's true it was filmed. We all saw it, by the way. I even made a video about it. Link is in the description. Look, the cops slightly push you because you were trying to get in, even if they told you previously that you couldn't. Then you yelled and tried countless times to reopen the door. You were being unhinged the whole time. And yes, you did resist. As you said, it was filmed, you jelly-free donut.
Mr. Washburn, anything else you think I need to know before I make a determination for bond?
I am currently in school for psychology, getting ready to graduate in the near future. I study law. I am an independent investigative journalist known as J Dub Audits, 6 Semper Tyrannis on YouTube. What I do is I go around and I gather information, public information, through the Freedom of Information Act, which I did on Halloween, and I was arrested unlawfully on Halloween, Your Honor. That's all I was doing, a Freedom of Information Act request, and was arrested. This is unlawful and unconstitutional. It's an abuse of power. It's an abuse of all of the funds that go towards paying these people. Housing me for doing nothing but exercising rights is unlawful and unconstitutional, ma'am. And I would like a copy of this sent to my email, Joshua Washburn at students.
You need to put that request in writing to me, Mr. Washburn.
And I will, but I'm saying it in open court too. Yes, ma'am.
It has to be in writing to the court, okay?
Yes, ma'am. But I have been, this has happened in Berkeley County in December, everybody. Berkeley County just went through this, okay? They arrested a journalist trying to enter into the courtroom, and they immediately released him.
Washburn, we're getting beyond the aspect of a bond hearing. You're talking about events that aren't relevant to this. I would like to stick to what we're here for, please.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Well, I am an effective member of society. I do not go around, like they say, and harass police.
You know what? You're full of shit. You are.
I do go exercise my constitutional rights. I do this. Now, when their feelings get hurt because I'm exercising my constitutional rights, that's not on me. I am not going out there to provoke any actions from these officers. They have got their feelings hurt and have retaliated against me. Okay? This is it. As simple as that. Okay?
Okay.
Joshua, come on, buddy boy. We all can tell that all you want is to stir some shit up. You have a whole channel dedicated to it. You're completely delusional, but I guess that, as George Costanza said it himself,
It's not a lie, if you believe it.
Again, Mr. Washburn, I'm not here to determine guilt or innocence. I'm here to set bond.
They're telling you that I'm going around harassing officers, and I'm not. It's all on camera. You can see it on YouTube.
And
Okay?
that'll be for the day in court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
So anything
I just don't
further?
like. I just don't like these lies and these accusations thrown against me. Because I've only been convicted of 3 things, and that would be the cultivation of cannabis, which is nonviolent, and disorderly conduct 2 times, nonviolent. I'm not a violent individual, and my record proves that.
Okay.
yeah, that's probably why you fight with everyone while wearing army gear at the courthouse. Come on, man. Are you serious right now? Because if so, I have bad news for you. You're completely insane, buddy boy.
So, Mr. Washburn, you are currently out on bond
Yes, ma'am.
for resisting arrest.
It's
You have been charged with resisting arrest in this instance. So I've got a resisting arrest, breach of peace aggravated in nature, and 2 malicious injury to property. All right.
I was injured myself during that time too, Your Honor. I'm bruised
Mr.
up.
Washburn, at this time, I'm going to set a cash bond of $14,000. That is a cash only bond.
Cash only.
Yes,
So,
sir.
What does that mean?
It means you have to pay cash for it.
$14,000.
Yes, sir. Your
That's-
court
that's
date
not-
is
that's
listed on bail proceeding
That is
form.
not a reasonable bond. That is not a reasonable bond, Your
That
Honor.
court date is April the 28th, 2025
That
at
is not a
10
reasonable bond, Your
10
Honor. You are
a.m.
violating.
Mr. Washburn, your court date is
violating
April
your oath.
28th at 10 a.m. in general sessions. The
You are
address. and
violating
phone
your oath of
listed
office,
there.
Your Honor.
Do you have anything further?
This is retaliatory. And it
Mr.
will be
Washburn,
proved.
bond has been set. Do you have anything further?
I'll be sentenced. I'll be getting you done too, man. You're going to the ethics board, Your Honor. I got to do it.
Yes, sir. Mr. Johnson.
Ethics board. And you guys are gone. Violating your oath of office. Clause 2 and 3, bud.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Quit selling meth there, Matt Griffin, or whatever your name is. Quit selling meth.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
Mr. Washburn, so we can finish this up. Can you provide me with your correct mailing address?
When I what? When I get out?
Anywhere that court notifications can be sent.
Yeah, I'll take care of you. But look, the
What is
$14,000.
that address?
Huh?
What is that address, Mr. Washburn, so I can fill it out?
So I'm not gonna include it, but this moron puts his address in the video, like doxing himself in his own video. Oh my god. Anyway, that's how it ends. I can't wait for him to upload the rest of this disaster, the trial and everything. Joshua is completely out of his element, and his severe lack of knowledge and education will put him in a very bad situation. Or like Red Foreman puts it himself,
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
alright, enough with this clown, my dear Joshua. Like they say in the Philippines,
Putangin mo!
shout out to the members. You're the reason I'm the best channel on YouTube. Don't check, just, trust me. Thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let's expose those clowns one at a time. Bye-bye.